Well, hello, everybody, and welcome once again to the Floatress of Solitude located outside Seattle, Washington. How y'all doing? For those of you that I have not had the pleasure yet of meeting, my name is Stephen Jones. I am the executive director of Float, of Aloft, of Fulcrum, and possibly another event coming, but we'll talk about that another time. And hi, good to see you all. Thank you very much for being here, and thank you for allowing me to be a little late tonight. I do apologize. I know some of you have been messaging like, what's going on? And I do apologize. Today has been a really rough day. Like everything, we are now deep into Float final prep, right? Like we are deep into it. Like I woke up at 3 a.m. this morning in a complete panic, tried to go back to sleep, couldn't go back. Started working on stuff. Every single person I talk to today is like, I just need 5 minutes. And it's like, yeah, but that when there's 40 of you, it turns into a lot. The email blast that I sent out today that should have taken 2 hours took 5. Yeah, just all kinds of stuff just snowballed today. So for those of you, I thank you very much for being patient while I catch up. I had a lot of information we got to cover. A lot of new information we have to cover tonight too. So stuff that I wanted to make sure that everybody was up on and all that fun stuff. All right. So let me shake that back up again. So with that being said, hello, Juana over on Instagram. Good to see you. Thank you very much for being here tonight. Let's see here over on the Facebook side of things. Whole bunch of people. Miss Stephanie, good to see you. Terry Widener, of course. Happy New Year to you. Nicole Calloway, good to see you as well. Jenny Porter, Happy New Year to you up in Canada. Let's see here. I don't have time to respond to you. Liliana, thank you very much. One of our fabulous dressmakers coming to Float. Cheryl Skorick, one of our fabulous crew members coming to Float. Good to see you. Alyssa Murray and Tabitha Miller, two of our great teachers coming to Float. Good to see you guys. Linda Hruska, good to see you. Greg Aragoni and Phil Whitehead right behind one another. Good to see you. Our crew members coming to Float. Blanca Mendoza, Jules Pergovic, Melissa Force, one of our bonus class teachers. Good to see all you guys coming. Joette Giardino, one of our fabulous sponsors coming. Sandy Presley, another crew member. Good to see you. LaDonna, good to see you as well. Marquette, holy crap. Sherry Hatcher, good to see you. There's so many of you guys out there. Good to see you all. Thank you all very much. And over on Instagram, Victoria, good to see you as well. Thank you very much. Okay. And Angela, good to see you. Dina, Jen, another fabulous crew member. Boy, and it's 37 people right off the bat. Bam. There we go. For those of you that don't know, 37 is the number for Float. And because he's already up my butt already, let's just go ahead and get this over with now. Everybody, good to see you. This is my good buddy Murphy. Hi, Murph. How you doing? If somebody would be kind enough to go on Facebook, I can't do this right now. I'm a little bit busy. Can somebody post in Facebook the link to the live feed in the Facebook group? That would be greatly appreciated. We have a brand new person that has been having apparently email issues all afternoon and was trying to get on the live. So there's that. Or if somebody can tag her specifically, it is Stephanie. Begins with an A. Stephanie Aralello, something like that. So if somebody could find her on Facebook as well, that'd be great. So there we go. Yes, the star is here, Mr. Murphy. And yes, he is getting very fluffy. I'm letting his hair grow out more than normal, which I always kept him close shaved because, of course, it was, it's just easier to keep up with. But he looked like a damn rat. He didn't look like Murphy. He looked like a rat. So we figured we better do something about that. All right, back over on Instagram, Sweet and Chic by Sarah. Good to see you, Sarah. And the ladies of Balloon Club Co. Good to see you guys as well. Jessica and Day, good to see you both. Okay, Murphy, can I put you down now? Or are you too busy admiring your fans or having your fans admire you? Is that what it is? Okay, let me put you down for a while. There you go. Okay. Normally that gets some at least temporary time. There we go. Thank you, Dina. Appreciate that very much. Thank you. Oh, it has to be. Oh, for God's sakes, I can't approve it. All right, hold on. Yeah, I can. Give me a second. Please hold. Talk amongst yourselves. There we go. That'd be great. Murphy, you really got to chill, dude. All right. Yeah, I just said you got to chill. There we go. Okay. Let me go in here and approve it. Nope, that's a member request. Oh, I can approve that. And pending posts. Holy crap, there's 5 pending posts. Why am I not getting... Oh, God love you. Like 3 or 4 of you have gone out and done it. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. There you go, Stephanie. There we go. I'll post that. Perfect. Okay. So, wow, there's like 5 notifications in there. Didn't even see them. So there we go. Okay. Hi. Good to see you all. Thank you all very much. Premier Balloon Imports, one of our fabulous sponsors over on Instagram. Good to see you. Thank you very much. Crystal Rutan, is he being as needy as my new old man Mutt? Yeah, Murphy's always pretty damn needy. There's no quotes about that. So there we go. And Elisa, hang tight on that. We got something for that later on. So there we go. Okay. So why don't we get to everything? Because we have a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff to cover. So let's get to that, shall we? Okay. So let's get to the live feed. So allow me to share my screen. Oop, that wasn't it. Sorry, wrong button. Oh, good heavens. Oh, what is going on? Why do I feel like suddenly I don't remember how to do this? There we go. All right, bear with me, y'all. Bear with me, y'all. Oh, can't do that yet because I have the wrong slide up. Wow, really had the wrong slide up. Okay. So bear with me once again as I try to get everything situated. There we go. And let's make sure we got everything set before we get too deep into this. Now, please remember, folks, I won't be able to share any comments or questions up on the... There she is. Stephanie got in. Good to see you, Stephanie. There you are. We were specifically talking about you. So there you go. In a good way, like trying to get you out here. So there we go. Okay. All right, everybody. Good to see you all. Thank you all very much. Murphy, dude, you cannot do that right now. Please stop. God damn this dog. I love him to death, but Jesus, it's like the moment I do a Zoom with my parents every Sunday. The moment I start talking to the screen, he's got to be up my butt. And then I get out here in front of everybody. The moment I start talking to you, he's got to be up my butt. So Natasha put it pretty good. She thinks that it's Natasha thinks it's because I'm sitting down on the floor. Natasha Cabral. She said that I think it's because once you sit on the floor, you're like at his level, and now he wants to connect with you, which could be, but that doesn't make sense up on the chair with my parents. So I don't know. I think he's just gotten programmed. Michelle, good to see you over on Facebook. Thank you very much for being here. So there we are. Okay. Enough rambling. Let's get moving. Folks, we are officially 21 days away from opening night at Float. In fact, it's what, 6 hours? We will be literally out like just over an hour away in 3 weeks from Mia Asano beginning her performance at opening night. So we are very excited about this. 3 weeks from today will be opening night at Float 2026. I ain't ready, but God love you. You guys are. So there we are. We are very excited to have everybody coming. I still can't get over Chelsea's face in that picture. It's just so funny. So I just love this picture so much. So yeah, very excited about all of you guys coming soon. I can't wait to see you. And again, for those of you that I have not yet had the pleasure of actually meeting, please, first of all, I promise that this year I will be more available during the convention. One of the things that the staff is the most proud of me for is the fact that I've been delegating more and more and more. And this year I actually have more people coming who are going to be addressing tasks that I would normally be doing. So that's a good thing. So there we are. So yes, we're very, very excited about that. And yeah, so there we go. Chelsea, are you just now telling me you're just now seeing this? Because it's been posted all day. I didn't tag you, though. I didn't tag you. I just left it there. I left it hanging, wait for you to see if you find it. So there you go. Yeah. So it is my hope that I will have a lot more time at this convention to mingle and talk to everybody and get to know you. And so if I haven't had the pleasure yet of meeting you, please feel free to stop and introduce yourself, unless I appear to be specifically on a mission. If I'm like, then maybe not that. But, other than that, it's fine. But I promise I'm not going to be like that as much. So we're very excited. And for those of you that have been to Float a few times, you're like, yeah, we'll wait and see. Okay. We have a couple of deadlines left to deal with. We have one major one coming up and some other dates that you need to know about coming up. So, and if this is if you are coming to Float or if you've not yet registered, okay, we got stuff you need to know. The first biggest thing that you need to know, the absolute, is that tomorrow is the absolute last day that you can book a discounted room for Float at the Grand Sierra Resort and Casino. Okay. I've stressed this multiple times. I talked about it in today's video. I can't do a damn thing about it. I've had people do this before where they'll call me like a week after. Oh my God, I completely forgot to book our hotel room. I need your help. You've got to do something. You've got to help me. They're going to charge me $300 a night, blah, 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 blah. Guys, I got nothing. I can't do a damn thing, period. Okay? I can't. Having a party. Good to see you over on Instagram. There's nothing I can do. In fact, the sales team is at the whim of the reservations team. So in other words, the hotel business, they thrive on conventions, they thrive on events, and they thrive on people forgetting to book the room. And then what happens is then they get to gouge you. Okay? Just like the airlines, just like everybody. Just like you should be charging a rush fee, right? Same kind of thing. So the bottom line is if you do not book your room by tomorrow, you will be stuck with full price at the GSR. Okay? That's all I can say. And again, please don't call me. There's nothing I can do about it. Okay? Period. It's not that I don't want to, it's that I can't. So there we go. So that's important. So everybody watching tonight, everybody at home, everybody everywhere, please take a moment, confirm your reservation with the hotel. Okay? Also, tomorrow is the last day to join Aloft Streaming and receive your benefits at Float. This afternoon, after the e-blast went out, a whole bunch of you were like, oh, crap, I forgot. And then got a whole bunch of new people joined up. So, yes, for those of you that are newer to the Floativerse, Aloft Streaming is our 24/7 streaming service. We're going to talk about it a little bit later on in the call. But the bottom line is there are lots of perks available to you if you are coming to the convention. We will talk about those in just a few minutes, but we've talked about them for the last several weeks, so we're just going to kind of to glaze through them, okay? By the way, I do want to remind everybody that an e-blast was sent today to pretty much every single person coming to Float was sent a copy of the e-blast, whether it was the one or the other version. There were two versions that were sent out. One was academically oriented, one was not. But all of those went out today at 2 p.m. and roughly 3 p.m. Pacific time. So if you haven't seen that yet, check your inbox because they're waiting for you, okay? Hey, it's Poco Loco out there on Instagram. Good to see you, Leslie, one of our fabulous instructors coming to Float. There we go. Okay, so we'll talk about that in just a minute. Also, tomorrow is the last day to pre-enroll in master and bonus classes at the discounted prices. Okay? What does that mean? Master classes right now are $99. Bonus classes are $25. On Tuesday, that entire link goes away. You cannot pre-enroll in anything. You can't get the 3-class package. You can't get the 4-class package. They're all gone. You cannot sign up again until we get to Float. And then when we get to Float, you're going to pay $125 for a master class and $35 for a bonus class. And those combos I talked about, those are gone. So you need to make absolutely certain that you get signed up by tomorrow for the master classes you want to take because it's more convenient and it'll save you money. Okay? Seriously. So please make sure you do that. How do I register for the master class on Thursday? Okay. Stephanie, we need to figure out why you didn't get the email. Now, to be fair, I didn't forward you the one from Float yet. I only sent you the one from my own from Balloon Designers. So I do apologize on that. I went to go do it and then I got sidetracked 100 times. So I will take care of that as soon as I get off the call. But we do need to figure out why you didn't get that email. But that's where you would do it. Okay. It's everything I'm talking about just about is in that e-blast that went out earlier today. Okay. So there's that. Let me get to my cheat sheet here. Okay. Now, again, we're not going to spend a lot of time on this. Let's glaze very quickly through what the benefits are at Float for Aloft members. First of all, there are VIP benefits. You get exclusive registration access at check-in, which means as an Aloft member, you get to go straight to, there's a separate line just for you. Okay. You get early access to the vendor showcase on Sunday, January 25th. The showcase opens for everybody at 11 a.m., but you get to go in at 9 a.m. You also get to reserve your seat at the Designer Awards Gala. You get one reserved seat. That's for you and your butt. Okay, there's that. Okay. We're not going to go through that right now. We got to keep moving. As far as discounts go, you get 10% off all Float merchandise. So anything the Float branded stuff, you get 10% off on that. The exception, I should note, the exception to that rule are the Pops cards. That's the only exception. That's the only thing you can't get a discount on are the Pops cards. But you'll know why when you get the Float. You get 2-for-1 raffle tickets. So when you buy your raffle tickets from the Orange Store, you'll get 2 tickets for every one you spend. And of course, you get 50% off the professional headshot photos that are going to be taking place on Wednesday, the 28th. Okay. I will be coming back, by the way, to some of these questions, like I said, that I'm seeing in the chat. Also, as far as education goes, you will get a 24-hour head start to enroll in general classes at Float. Okay, we'll go over that in a minute too. And you will get free access to the recorded classes at Float 2026. So keep in mind, these are the classes that we upload to Aloft. The plan is to upload 24 classes from Float to Aloft, to our Aloft members for free. Okay, that's the plan. All the other classes will be available through the balloondvds.com site. But the bottom line is that if you want free, 24 of these classes are going to be made available through Aloft. Basically, we're going to launch one a month as we do our, how we do our live classes and everything. We'll do that, and we'll do an upload every month, so you guys will have access to them. I'll come back on that, Jenny, as well. Okay. Don't forget that Aloft offers unlimited streaming access to over 150 videos, classes, podcasts, and more from industry-leading balloon professionals. Podcast has been lacking lately. I apologize. I have been blown out of the water. I still have an episode that I need to get done and uploaded, and I just haven't, but I will get it done before I get to Float. Okay. Yes, I know it's from like September, so I suck, but yes, it's fine. Also, exclusively of our monthly live virtual classes, which, by the way, I forgot to tell you about last week. So we're going to talk about that in here in a little bit. For January, we have a class right before Float. And of course, as you've already discovered, you get benefits at the Floativerse events, including Float and Fulcrum. So there we go. Dina, thank you so much for posting the links. I appreciate that. She's posted it in the chat, both on Instagram, and it looks like she's getting ready to do Facebook as well. Okay. I will answer the question about Pops cards momentarily. We don't need to get Jeremy in on this. It's early. Come on, guys. Give me some patience here. Don't forget, you can join Aloft for 1 year at $120. That breaks down to $10 a month. Keep in mind, that is an annual payment. You don't pay $10 a month. It's an annual payment of $120. It equals $10 a month. Okay. It's amazing how many people see this and then scream and yell at me why they can't make monthly payments. And then, of course, if you just want to join for 6 months, it's $80. And either package works. So if you're kind of low on cash right now and you're like, just join the 6 month for $80 and you still get the benefits at Float, you're perfectly fine. And if you'd like to join, we'd love to have you. floatconvention.com/aloft. Once again, floatconvention.com/aloft. And our good friend Dina has posted those links in the chat. Thank you, Dina. Then on January 6th, we have a competition meeting scheduled. However, Stephen has dropped the ball horribly and never invited anybody other than out here on the call. So what we're going to do is, but we're still going to have it. So we're going to have the meeting. Everybody that can be there can be there. We're going to record it. We're going to upload it privately to the Facebook, YouTube channel. I'm sorry, not Facebook, to the YouTube channel, so you can review it later. So yeah, I suck. It's me. I probably told Ryan I'll take care of it, and I suck. So there we go. So the designer meeting the competition meeting. This is only for people that are competing in the Designer of the Year competitions. This is for sculpture, entrance decor, column design, organic decor, and table centerpiece. Okay, but that'll be it. And I believe the time actually was set at 6 p.m. Pacific time. Ryan actually set that, so it'll be at 6 p.m. Pacific time, 9 p.m. Eastern time, and whatever the hell time it is where you are. Okay, there we go. All right. Now let's talk about signing up for classes. It all begins Wednesday, kids. It all starts Wednesday. So if you are one of our flotation pass holders, which by the way, I got one left. I got one left. Just think about it. If you want to, if you're a flotation pass holder, you get to start signing up for classes on Wednesday, January 7th. You will receive an email from Float at 12 p.m. Pacific time. That's 3 p.m. Eastern time, and whatever the hell time it is where you are. You will receive that email, and in that email, there'll be a link. You click on that link, and you go sign up for your classes. Okay? It's that simple. Also, as a courtesy to our instructors, faculty will also be allowed to pre-enroll for classes. We know that you guys have a lot going on. There's probably only one or two classes you want to take anyway because you're so busy getting all your other stuff. Well, we want to make sure you get in them. So as a courtesy to our faculty, we are going to allow you the same benefit of signing up on Wednesday. So there you go. Then if you are an Aloft member, you just have to hold off till Thursday. So this coming Thursday, all of our Aloft streaming members, remember, you must be signed up by tomorrow, by mañana. You must sign up by then. To become an Aloft streaming member, you will get to enroll on Thursday, January 8th. Same deal. Email comes to you at 12 noon Pacific time, 3 p.m. Eastern time, and whatever the hell time it is where you are. And then at that point, you click the link, you start picking your classes, and you're good. Okay? So there we are. Excuse me. Sorry. Okay. And then finally, for everybody else coming to Float who has class access, we're kicking off Float Friday, January 9th with enrollment day. Same deal. 12 p.m. Pacific time, 3 p.m. Eastern time. Make me feel it. And whatever the hell time it is where you are. That's right. Everybody else then will get to sign up. Keep in mind, this is the only way you're going to be guaranteed to get the classes that you want. This is the way that you're about 90% guaranteed to get the classes that you want. Can't promise anything here. Okay. Now, the good thing about this is the issues that you're going to run into with Float with classes selling out are going to be, in my opinion, the English and Spanish ones. If there is a class where one session is being taught in English and the other one's being taught in Spanish, the English class is probably going to sell out. And that's because of Murphy, what are you doing? And that's because of the fact that obviously if people don't speak Spanish, they're not going to want to necessarily sit in the Spanish class. They want to understand what they're hearing. Some of those classes will probably sell out. I can think of one that I can almost bet money on is going to sell out. I'm not going to say what it is because I don't want to be done. Dina asked a good question. Will enrollment be through the app? No, because the app won't be ready yet. So we're doing it through the links. It's actually in the email you got today. It's actually in the email you got today. If you clicked on the link that said, here's information about signing up for classes, there's a whole PDF with the dates and the times and then the process. Okay. It's all there. But no, we have a registration form that I've been working on and already got going here. That's what we're going to use. Unfortunately, we're just not in a situation where we can do it this time. The app won't be ready. Okay. I did not say, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Jules Pergovic, great question. Are the signups starting at midnight Eastern time? No, 12. I should be more clear. 12 p.m. Pacific time, 3 p.m. Eastern time. I'm not sure if I said PM before. So the times are at noon my time on the West Coast, 3 p.m. on the East Coast, and whatever the hell time it is where you are. So if you're in St. Louis, I do believe that's going to be 2 o'clock, if I'm not mistaken. So there we go. Okay, so Stephanie asked a question here. So wait, my ticket for $8.95 doesn't guarantee all 50 classes. No, you can't possibly take all 50 classes. You have the option to enroll in any of the 50 classes, but you cannot take all 50 classes. That won't be possible. The good news, though, is with your registration, you get a notebook with all of the class notes in it. And technically, there are 52 sets of class notes in it, which we'll get to later. So, yeah, there we go. All right. But yeah, you can't possibly take all 50 classes. There's if you've not looked at the schedule is on the website. The schedule's on the website, and you'll see you have like 8 to 11 classes being offered at one time. It's not possible for you to sit in every class. And at 90 minutes a class, right? We do 4 on Monday. We do 4 on Tuesday. Sorry, let me try that again. We do 4 sessions on Monday, 4 sessions on Tuesday, 2 sessions on Wednesday. That's 10 sessions altogether. Okay. But it's okay. Believe it or not, that's a frequently asked question by new people. So it's not unusual. All right, let's see here. Wow, you guys are so many questions. Okay. And finally, for those of you watching that have not yet registered for Float, your absolute last chance to enroll in Float is Sunday, January 18th. Why? Because in about 32 hours from the end of Step Chat in 2 weeks, I'll be getting on a plane to go to Reno. And at that point, we're done. We're not going to be trying to crank out badges while I'm trying to get to the airport and get him to the dog sitter and everything else. So bottom line is you have to be signed up by the 18th and the doors are closed at that point. And we're not, I guess, take walk-ins, but I don't know in the history of Float if we've ever actually had a walk-in. Oh, that's interesting. So somebody just bought Floaty entries. That'll be refunded later because that's closed. I didn't realize that wasn't down. So I'll have to take care of that. Yeah, we'll have to address that. All right. So let's keep this moving here. Okay, so there we go. So everybody clear on that? Deadline January 18th. Okay. Okay, Instagram. We called the hotel and they are sold out of rooms. That's because you don't book by calling the hotel. You have to book through the link we provide you. So if you have not yet registered for Float, you don't have that link. So the question is to Denitra, are you registered for Float? No, you're not because you're just asking a question. So are the weekend passes still available? Yes, they are. Yes, they are available. They're available all the way up until January 18th. So go to the website, it's floatconvention.com/pricing, but you don't get the link until you are registered. Okay. We ain't doing that. So there we go. Okay. Speaking of options at Float, we're down to only 9 spots left in the foundational training. I did decide, however, not to go too crazy on the price. If you recall correctly, I said last week, everything's going up to $8.95. I thought about that. I thought, that's not really, because then what'll end up happening is all the newbies will then why would I not take the advanced classes if it's the same price? So I raised it to $650 instead of $8.95. So it's still more than it was on the second. But the bottom line is that there are only 9 spots left in the program. So if you are new to the balloon industry and want to take 10 incredible classes from amazing, talented people that have been doing balloons probably for a collection of well over 150 years, easily between the 10 of them, then you want to come and take this program. Float foundational training available through the Float website at floatconvention.com/pricing. So go check that out. Okay. All right. For those of you registered, I need your headshots, please. I'm going to be very blunt right now. I think I've said this before, but I'm going to make it even more clear. Normally, a badge takes like 2 minutes to make. But because we are putting the headshots on them now, because we have to have facial branding on these badges, it takes a lot longer to get the badges ready. And what we cannot do, sorry, there's a conversation going on I have to address here in a minute. What we cannot do is wait until the day before I leave to print all these badges. Can't do it. I need you, if you have not already sent your headshot in and you're watching this video, please, dear God, get me your headshot. It doesn't need to be something professional. It can literally be a selfie, and that's it, because it's just going on the badge. Now, obviously, we are doing this here. As I talked about last week, my friend Julia Alvarez is helping us out by putting these together for me and sending them out to you. But the bottom line is they don't have to be professional photos. They can just be a selfie that you send over for the badge. Please remember, no hats, no big sunglasses, no hair over the face, no AI, no filters. Snapchat is fun, but not for this. No cartoon avatars. Come on. It's a photo. And by the way, if we don't have them, if we don't have your headshot, we don't have your badge prepped, it's going to take as much as 3 hours to get your badge at Float. I'm not exaggerating. It's going to take as much as 3 hours to get your badge at Float. And the way things work this year, you can't even go into the congregation area without a badge. So that's a thing. Okay. So let's get this going. Now, we have a conversation going over on Instagram that I need to address real quick from Denitra. The question is, are there any classes during the weekend? Stephanie answered it partially, well, mostly correct. It's true. There are no academic classes on the weekends that are part of the registration. Please understand that a weekend pass does not get you access to education at Float. It gets you access. The biggest thing that most people want for the weekend pass, they want to be able to shop, right? Because every time we've ever had anybody that's called up and says, I want a day pass to Float, I got to get in there and get to the vendor show. That's what they're coming to do. So with a vendor pass, you have access on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So that badge works all the way up to midnight on Sunday night. It gets you into the Friday night fun event. It gets you into the sponsored sessions on Sunday. It allows you to go to the Fulcrum panels. It does allow you to go to the Fulcrum panels, which are the topic, like the discussion panels that we have. It obviously allows you in the vendor showcase. It allows you to the opening night event. It allows you into the fashion show. And of course, it allows you to go and peruse the competition pieces after the event is over. On Monday night or on Sunday night. After the opening night event is over, you're allowed to go in and check out the competition pieces as well. So it's a very big thing. But yeah, the whole reason why the price is so low is because there's no classes involved. There is educational value. We're going to talk about this a little bit later on tonight. We have their sponsored sessions that are being offered that you are allowed to attend. I know that at least one of them is going to be educationally focused. And of course, like I said, you can go to the Fulcrum panels as well. But master classes are only for those that are attending as academic delegates. So in other words, you cannot be a weekend pass holder and buy access to a master class. Can't do it. Okay, so there's that. All right, let's talk about the loft, because last week, I completely forgot to announce the class. I forgot to drop the slide in, and therefore, I never got to announce the class for January. So guess what, folks? Big round of applause and a big apology goes out to our friend, Nikki Scrobot, one of our fabulous instructors coming to Float. But before she gets there, she's going to teach a class for us on creating with Canva. So if you're one of those old people like me that doesn't know a damn thing about these newfangled apps and stuff like that, Nikki's going to teach us how to do lots and lots and lots of fun stuff using Canva. I, for one, am very excited for this. Denitra, you don't have to apologize for asking questions. That's why I'm here. That's why we host this, so you can bring questions. Don't ever feel like you can't ask questions. You're good. I promise. And there is no such thing as a stupid question. There might be a lazy question. but not a stupid question. Lazy, and what you're asking are not lazy questions, so you're good. I promise. Okay, so there you go. Okay, back to this again. Okay, so yes, so and Nikki's out there in the chat. Good to see you, Nikki. Yay! So the class is going to be taking place on Tuesday, January 13th at 3 p.m. Pacific time, 6 p.m. Eastern time, and whatever hell time it is where you are. Can't wait. Looking forward to it. Thank you so much. Remember, folks, Aloft members, you'll receive your invite on the 12th. If you are not an Aloft member, shame on you. Not my friend anymore. No, I'm just kidding. But if you'd like to take this class, you can take it one of two ways. You can either join Aloft, right? We've already talked about that tonight, or you can just sign up independently for the class at floatconvention.com/orange store. You can pay the $25 to attend the live class, and when the class is over, you'll get a free digital download of the class as well. Okay, so there's that. So there we go. Okay. Okay, hold on. I Miss Stephanie, you're gonna have to wait on that because I'm not there. Hold on. All right. Also, for those of you that have been asking, guest tickets for the gala are officially up on the Orange Store as well. I know we talked about two different price points before. I said, screw it. We're just going to make it easy and make them all $99. So if you have a spouse you want to bring, family members you want to bring, friend who lives in the area, friend who doesn't do balloons and is coming with you to Reno to hang out and go to the casino and everything else. If you want to bring people that are not registered for Float, it's $99 each. Those tickets are on sale now. You will have to have those tickets in order to get in. Again, if you we'll be talking about this later on. Those of you that are registered, you already know the deal, but we'll talk about this a little bit later. Okay, so there's that. Also on the Float Orange Store is the Teddy Bear Toy Drive. Once again, we are going to be collecting plush animals to dedicate to Shine for Isla, so they will be distributed to children's hospitals and battered women's shelters around the area. And so we ask that everyone bring a brand new or slightly used plush animal. Doesn't have to be a bear; it could be anything you want. But bring it to Float, and you'll be dropping them off on Monday night during the night market, the Float night market for the vendor showcase. Okay, so there's that. So there we go. Okay, and yeah, it's $5. If you don't want it, like I said, if you don't want to bring one, you can go to the Orange Store and buy one for $5, and then we'll have it ready and everything else for you there. Okay. At this time, this is where we start getting a little bit sad. During the final night Designer Awards Gala, historically at Float, we take a moment to recognize members of the Float family that we have lost in the last 2 years. I know off the top of my head, I know Emily. We lost Emily. We lost Tammy's mom, Kim. We just lost Barry from Click Click recently, and of course, the whole evening is dedicated to the memory of Tommy DeLorenzo. If there are other members of the Float family that you can think of that we have lost in the last 2 years, please send me a private message and let me know so that we can include them in the remembrance. Oh, Barbara as well, from Oklahoma. So yeah, we'd like to very much like to recognize them. So if you know of somebody that I'm just not thinking of, if you would be kind enough to let me know, and we can add them to the agenda for the evening. Thank you. Okay, folks, let's get into some of the business ends of it. We still have sponsorships available for Float. In fact, I think we may finally have a lighted marquee sponsor coming. So that's very, very exciting about that. But yeah, so there are still sponsorships available. There's still some decor sponsorships available. There's still some general stuff available, and in a variety of price ranges. So, I mean, there's lots of stuff. And if, let's say you can't come to Float, so you really want to be there, but you can't, you can purchase a digital sponsorship and still get lots of opportunities in marketing yourself at the convention. So if you're interested in that, please let me know, and I'd be happy to address that for you. So yeah, there's that. All right. But tonight we do want to give you some information about some of the sponsored sessions that are coming your way. Somebody was asking earlier today, when are we going to find out what's up with the sponsored sessions? Well, tonight, I'm going to tell you everything I know. Okay. So bear with me on that. Okay. So, first of all, let's talk about our friends at fanfare.io. They will be hosting a sponsor session called Static Mockups Are Dead. And that's going to be taking place on Sunday, January 25th at 2:30 p.m. And yes, weekend pass holders can go to this. Okay. Let's keep that in mind. Every attendee, if you have a badge at Float, you can go to this. Jam pass holders, weekend pass holders, everybody, you can all do it. Okay. Static mockups are dead. Make more money in less time with priced design selling. Mockups shouldn't be busy work. They should sell for you. Learn how dynamic price designs replace static visuals and manual quoting, helping you make more money in less time. See why iteration beats recreation and how pricing inside your designs drives faster, higher value bookings. So we're excited to have Alexis joining us. I imagine Alyssa might be with her on this one. I don't know, but we're very excited about that. And it's going to be on Sunday, January 25th at 2:30 p.m. Look on your schedule. There you go. God, there's so many emails coming in during Step Chat. But I appreciate it because many of you are sending headshots. God love you. Also on Sunday, we have the first of 2 sponsored sessions from our friends at Balloonia. And this will be featuring the talent of Anastasia Onashenko. Okay. This is large-scale installations through mini garlands. Find a quick and efficient way to create large-scale balloon installations by using only organic mini balloon garlands. This class will feature techniques to seamlessly combine smaller garlands into one cohesive and eye-catching concept. Learn creative strategies and expert tips to elevate your balloon artistry. That's going to be taking place on Sunday, January 25th, also at 2:30 p.m., courtesy of our friends at Balloonia. And again, weekend pass holders, jam pass holders, academic pass holders, foundation pass holders, all of you can take this. So there you go. That's included for everybody attending Float on Sunday. Then we jump to Tuesday. And at this point, we have a sponsor sessions from our friends at Balloonery.com. Add an additional, that's double words, adding revenue stream through a partnership with Balloonery.com. This session introduces you to a partnership opportunity with established balloon operators. Attendees will learn how their businesses can earn additional income by fulfilling Balloonery.com orders in their local market. The session outlines how the partnership works, what's required to participate, and whether applying makes sense for your business. The session will be led by Balloonery's founder, joined by one of the company's fulfillment partners who will share their firsthand experience. Okay, so there we go. Excited about that. Sean will be teaching that for us, and we're looking forward to that. That'll be on Tuesday at 1 p.m. So Tuesday, January 27th at 1 p.m. Again, please remember, if you are one of our Jam Pass holders, you can attend that, as well as academic holders and everybody else. Okay? So there is that. And then finally, we're back to the second sponsor session from Balloonia. Mastering Texture and Volume, once again with Anastasia Onashenko. You'll learn the secrets of transforming your balloon designs with rich texture and dynamic volume. Check out innovative techniques to add depth and dimension to your balloon art while making your creations stand out. In this class, we'll dive into the art of layering and textures. So that class will be taking place on Tuesday, January 27th at 1 p.m. That'll be taking place at Float on Tuesday. And again, totally free. All of these sponsored sessions are totally free. No additional cost. You just have to be a badge holder. Now, unfortunately, for you weekend pass people, you'll be gone. But Jam Pass holders, Foundation Pass holders, and academic pass holders, you all get to go to these. Pick and choose which one you're going to go to. Now, yes, there are more sponsored sessions on the schedule. I am very well aware of this. There's sponsored sessions from Anagram. There's sponsored sessions from Gemar and Batalic. And I have no idea what they're doing because they haven't told me. So maybe you can influence them to tell me what they're doing with their sponsored sessions. Just saying. So yeah, yay. So there we go. Now let's showcase some of the talent that's going to be coming to your way. This is a good question from Renice. Will the sponsored sessions have notes as well? Notes in the sponsored sessions are entirely up to the sponsor. We are not providing notes. Because they've paid for this classroom time. It's independent classroom time. So whatever handouts I have no idea what they're handing out, and frankly, don't want to. I'm not trying to be mean. I'm just saying manage. But no, we do not hand out the sponsored sessions are entirely um, independent. So if they choose to hand out notes, they'll hand out notes. If they choose to hand out promotional materials, they'll hand out promotional materials. For all we know, they're going to all give away digital inflators. Don't know. I doubt it, but I don't know. Murphy, I'm really busy, man. You probably have to go to the bathroom, and I get it, but we can't go right now. So there we go. So there we go. Okay. Normally he goes out right before the show. Didn't happen tonight. Mind you, he shouldn't have to go, but he probably does. So let's just keep this moving. All right. So thank you very much to all those folks. Now, let's talk about some of the talent that's going to be featured in these specials. We've already talked about Anastasia Onishenko. She is with AO Balloons out of Pennsylvania. She is going to be teaching her sponsored sessions on behalf of our friends at Balloonia. We already dropped this name a couple weeks back, but let's give him the credit he's due. The designer for opening night, the stage decor at Float, is going to be our friend Jam Evangelista of Garden Place Balloons, out of New Jersey. Jam is going to be doing all of the stage and room decor for opening night and the fashion show at Float. So we're very excited to see what Jam is coming up with, thanks to our friends at Batalic. Also, for final night, our friend Drew Scott De Lorenzo will be leading the design team in Tommy's tribute. So that's going to be taking place on Wednesday. I want to thank our friends. Well, let's get to the next one first, too, because joined by Drew will also be our good friend Adriana Cheverez. So both also of Balloons by Tommy. We want to thank our friends at Sempertex, Batalic, Gemar, Calisan, High Shine, and Pioneer Balloon for sponsoring the Designer Awards Gala. And finally, we got one more talent to share with you, and that is Walter Samaj of Wally's Balloons and More. Walter is going to be one of our featured talent in the Jam Room on Monday night. So our friends at Gemar are bringing Walter to hang out in the Jam Room on Monday and do all kinds of fun things and blah, blah, blah. It's not a class. He's just going to be in the room making stuff, hang out with him, get to know him, find out what you want to learn, and there you go. Very, very exciting times. So thank you very much for that. There's more coming. I was just informed yesterday about not one, but two different dressmakers that are apparently now part of the fashion show that I had no idea. No idea. One of them I had an idea, but never got confirmation. So there we go. So there we are. So here we go. Sorry, I'm just all these emails are coming in. Normally Sunday night is dead. But what's happening is people are actually watching the live and they're like, hey, I got a question. Or here's my headshot. So there we go. So yeah, I'm just glad to know people are paying attention. This is great. I'm really excited. Is that Team, and I didn't even see her before, Team Money. Good to see you out there in the chat tonight. Teresa Harding, one of our fabulous crew members coming to Float. Very excited about that. Okay. Now let's talk about the vendor showcase, because guess what, kids? We got a new vendor. Coming. And hopefully by this time next week, I'll have at least one more new vendor to talk about then too. But let's talk about tonight. First of all, I want to remind everybody about the announcement last week of our good friend Stephen Mayhew, formerly of Conwin and LA Balloon, who has now ventured out onto his own into the latex wilderness and has founded Balloon Outfitters in Tempe, Arizona. I could not be more excited for this endeavor for this young man. He is incredibly gifted, incredibly talented, and just a hell of a nice guy. And I'm very excited for this. So congratulations to Balloon Outfitters, and their premiere will be at Float. So we're excited about that. And Debbie Levy, good to see you. Thank you very much. Didn't see you before there either. But we have another new vendor coming to Float this year. And this one is one of a kind. Nobody at Float is doing what this person is doing at this point. You might have met her at Fulcrum. That's where I met her. She came as an attendee. Then she turned around and said, by the way, Steve, you need merch for Float? Because I kind of do that. I went, well, let's go take a look. And it just so happens that the merch that I ordered for the tote bags arrived yesterday. So there we go. Folks, it's a wrap. Gifts and promotions. Elise, thank you very much for joining us as an official vendor. So Elise is going to be there taking booth H5 in the vendor showcase. Very, very excited about this. So a lot of customized items and products and things like that. And I will go ahead and clue you in. This year in the tote bag, Float will be gifting everyone monofilament scissors. Apparently, these are a big thing with fishermen that I didn't even know. I wanted to find something this year that was different, something that we had not given out before. And I was going through the list of stuff she had available, and I'm like, well, I've seen this. I've seen stuff like this. I've seen stuff like this. I'm like, what is that? And then there you go. They are spring-loaded monofilament scissors. They're intended for fishermen to cut line with. And I figured as many people in this industry that use mono seem pretty simple. So there we go. So yeah, those arrived yesterday. Happy to say. They'll be going out on the skid later this week. So yeah. So make sure you take a moment to visit Elise in her booth at booth H5. Okay, so there we go. Thank you very much for that. Also, I do want to remind everybody that we still have booths available in the showcase. So if you have a product or service you want to get in front of hundreds and hundreds of people, this is the place to do it. I promise you this is the place to do it. So there we go. Balloons.mke, we're going to get to that later. I'll come back and circle back on that one, okay? So if you're interested in being in the vendor showcase, please let me know, and I will be more than happy to get back with you as soon as possible, especially given the time of the hotel. So you can see the current map of the showcase floor at floatconvention.com. There are 21 spaces left as of today. 21 spaces. For those of you that were like, wait a minute, it was 60-something before. Holy crap. No, we cut the show down. We didn't sell 40-something booths. We cut the show down. But what we also did is we created a demo stage, which we're going to talk about next week during Step Chat. We have a lot of stuff to cover next week during Step Chat, what I'm going to talk about here shortly. So there we go. Okay, let's talk about today's email because we're going to go over these step by step to make sure everybody's covered. Because I know a lot of people are going to be asking these same questions throughout tonight's show. So let's go ahead and do this really, really quickly. Okay. So these are the questions. So today in the academic email, there were the top 10 most frequently asked questions right now at Float. In the non-academic email, it was just 6 of these questions and you got different answers. Okay. So let's talk about the top 10 frequently asked questions currently going on with Float. Question number 1, when and how do we sign up for classes at Float? Well, we just kind of talked about that earlier in the conversation. Remember, based upon whether or not you're a Flotation Pass holder, a Loft member or not, you get to start signing up for classes on Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday. Okay? You'll receive an email. You click the link. You fill out the form. The biggest thing, though, that I got to stress, the form is similar to all the other forms that you've seen. And I know I'm going to get 85 emails from people going, it's not accepting me. It's not saying I'm registered. You do not go to the already registered section because this form is completely different than your registration form. They are not connected. Okay. So you're filling out a brand new form, period. And believe me, everybody, I think a lot of you prefer this over the tickets. So there we go. Okay. Dina, by the way, thank you very much for posting that link. Thank you for that. Okay. So that's number 1. Question number 2, how should we dress at the convention? Again, in the email blast that went out today. Oh, by the way, let me go back to this. In the email blast that was sent to academic attendees today, there's a link in this section. If you click on the link, it takes you to a PDF with everything I've just described. I can't make you read the emails, and I can't yet transfer this information directly into your skull. You have to put a little effort in and read them, okay? Because it's amazing how many people will hit reply and ask me questions that are answered in the email. And at this stage in the game, if you get a very quick response from one of us that says read the email, then you know that's it. Question number 2. Again, there's a link to a PDF in the email, but let's cover it very quickly. Classroom etiquette or classroom decorum, right? Casual, business, whatever you would wear day-to-day business. Business polos are great. You want to wear a suit, that's fine. If you want to wear a jacket, whatever, however you feel comfortable working, however you feel comfortable existing in your day-to-day business. Okay. Jeans are fine. Khakis are fine. Suits are fine if that's what you wear to work, or if that's what you wear to network. That's perfectly fine. Whatever makes you the most comfortable is fine. We do expect some level of decorum. Please don't come down in pajamas for this. Okay. Jesus. Okay. So just more emails coming in. So there we go. All right. That's classrooms. Also, we highly recommend you bring an open sweater or jacket just in case you get cold. You can just slip it on. You're good to go. Okay. It historically doesn't always happen, but some people are like, oh, I'm cold. Meanwhile, other people are like, God, it's roasting in here. So just bring it. It's highly advised to bring a sweater. Opening night. The theme is a whole new dimension, which is outer space theme. So anything outer space or alien oriented, please feel free to bring or to as a costume. You can also cosplay Star Wars. You can cosplay Star Trek. You can cosplay anything science fiction you want to do. As long as it's, you can do Dune. You can do whatever you want, as long as it involves outer space. If you don't want to do that, then wear lots and lots of orange. Okay. Because it's opening night. So wear lots and lots of orange, or do that. Murphy, you are getting into everything tonight. You're driving me bunkers. Okay. Then as far as the night market goes, that is the night of the pajama party. So that is the night of the Monday night is the pajama party. So wear your PJs. And then on Wednesday, the gala, semi-formal is expected. Formal is more than accepted. It's approved even. And we ask that everyone wear some element of green as a tribute to our passed on friend, Tommy DeLorenzo. Jenny, we're going to come back. Well, actually, we should answer this now. To confirm, instructors can wear fun out of this world clothes and costumes to opening night. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. If you do not have a costume that you're wearing specifically, then you're going to wear the float polo that you're being issued. Okay? So there's that. The faculty wears the float polos that night. They do not wear their own branding or their sponsor branding. They wear float polos that night. Okay? There we go. Murphy, you are really doing it, man. You are really pushing it. Oh my gosh, dude, you got to stop, man. I love you. You got to stop. Okay. Question number 3. Can we take photos or record in class? Yes to photos, no to video. Thank you. You can join me. Thank you. See, now we're bad. Now we're good. And now everybody gets to kind of see you. Hopefully. All right. You can take all the pictures you want. You just can't take them at 30 frames a second. No video recording, no audio recording is allowed. Every class, every general class at Float this year is being recorded. As we've talked about before, at least 24 of these classes, will be uploaded to Aloft streaming for free access to our members. All the other classes will eventually be dropped into the Balloon DVD site, the digital download site. Okay, so there's that. But no, you cannot sit there and record classes. You cannot live stream classes. And security will be watching for this, and you will be you will be told to stop because you're not allowed to do it, period. Okay? So keep that in mind. Question number 4, what about food at Float? Float has always had a historic problem with a lack of food options. Like we've been in places with like one restaurant and limited hours or whatever. Well, guess what, kids? At this particular venue, there are at least 6 brand name restaurants in the facility. Okay? Off the top of my head, you got Starbucks, you got Jamba Juice, you got Port of Subs, you've got Johnny Rockets, you've got Round Table Pizza, you've got Chickies and Pete's, which is like sports bar stuff. Then on top of that, you've got 6 other restaurants in the building that are basically owned by the hotel. Okay. Or the chain, there's some kind of connection. Cause I saw is it Uno Mas? I think it's Uno Mas is the Mexican restaurant. And then I saw one at the Sahara in Vegas also. So there's obviously some kind of connection there. But bottom line is that there are 6 more general. There's an Asian restaurant. There's a top tier steakhouse. There's the Mexican restaurant, there is a buffet, but I'm going to warn you right now, it ain't cheap. And it's limited nights. I'm going to pretty much guess it's not going to be open Monday, Tuesday. It may not be open Sunday. It may just be open Friday and Saturday. But I can tell you it's not inexpensive. I want to say the last time I was there, the buffet I think was $60 a person. What in the hell? Oh, there it is. Okay. So yeah, it's not cheap. So keep that in mind. Also keep in mind you can have Uber Eats delivered to the front door. They won't bring it to your room. You got to meet them at the front lobby, but you can pick it up there. But there is one other thing I have to stress, and that is that you are not allowed. You cannot go to Starbucks, for example, buy a latte, and then bring it into a class. They're very strict on this stuff. What you can do, put it in a personal cup. Put it in a personal cup, put the lid on it, then walk in. Nobody's going to say a word. Oh, it's coffee. Or I made the coffee in my room, right? You cannot walk in with slices of pizza from Round Table or tacos with Teresa Harding. Can't do it. You cannot do it because it's a catering space. Any food in that space has to be done by catering. So again, please do not get us into trouble because it ain't good. Question number 5, does the GSR offer a free shuttle? I think this pretty much spells it out. Absolutely they do. The GSR has a free shuttle that runs from 4 a.m. to 12:15 a.m. every single day. Now, keep in mind, this is on a half-hour schedule. So my presumption is that it will leave at 4 a.m. and arrive at the airport like 4:15 or so, wait another half hour or wait 15 minutes and then leave. And they go back and forth. If you look on the other side of this bus, you can see the hotel. It's right there. It's really right there. It's not far away at all. Basically, what you do is when you go to get your bags at baggage claim, you just go out the end doors, and that puts you right at that curb right there. And then you just wait for the bus to pull up. Now, I do want to stress that if you arrive after 12, if you get there real close to 12:15 or 12 a.m., if your flight gets in late, you might want to call the hotel to see if there's a run still or are they already on their way back. Because my presumption is it runs till 12:15 because it probably leaves at 12, gets back, and then it's done by 12:15, if that makes sense. So I wouldn't suspect that if you arrive at 12:15, there may not be a shuttle bus waiting for you. Okay. So keep that in mind. But yes, it is a free shuttle service. Please remember to tip the driver. Okay. So just again, get one out and go for there. Okay. All right. Question number 6. Do we need to buy a ticket for the Designer Awards Gala? If you have academic access to float, if you are a vendor coming to float, if you are a sponsor coming to float, no, you do not have to buy a ticket. If you're a foundational member coming to float, no, you do not have to buy a ticket. It's included in the price of your registration. If you are a Jam Pass holder, yes, you need to buy a ticket. If you're a weekend pass holder and you're hanging out for the rest of the week while your loved one is in class, yes, you have to buy a ticket. But if you are an academic attendee at Float, you do not have to purchase a ticket for the gala. Question number 7. This is always a controversial topic, and this year we've taken a new approach. Question number 7. Can my family attend with me at Float? I have been getting lots and lots of emails from people. My husband is coming with me to Reno. He doesn't do balloons. I just want him to be able to go to the parties with me, blah, blah, blah. Can he just come in? No, he cannot. He has to be registered for the convention. Now, that doesn't mean you have to buy him an academic pass. You could buy him a Jam Pass, which is right now $425. And then he can come to everything with you, except the gala. Okay? That's it. We had to cut this off because it just got abused to all hell. We had people walking in with 6 guests at events. People were like, "Oh, my friends are in town and they didn't want to come to the event, but they wanted to come to this." No. Their friends are balloon people. No. So bottom line is we had to draw a line. We had to say, no, we can't do this anymore. Okay. So at the end of the day, anybody age 13 and older has to have a badge. It's that simple. Anybody 13 years or older must have a badge to get in, which means you have to be registered in some financial form. If you have a child 12 years old or younger, that child may come into Club Latex opening night, the vendor showcase, and the competition rooms. That's where they can come. Please understand, we've had too many complaints in the past where people felt like they couldn't relax with kids around. They couldn't be themselves with kids around. They couldn't whatever. We're trying to create the environment for the attendees. I understand that you're bringing kids. I understand that it may be an issue. I get it. Unfortunately, you are in the minority in this event. Okay? We've had to make a rule. And for the first time ever, no children, no one without a badge is allowed in a classroom, period. We are no longer, children are no longer allowed to be in a classroom. I know that a lot of parents would like put their kid in the back of the room with an iPad or something and think, oh my God, they're behaving wonderfully. And they were, compared to running around the room or whatever. But the problem is they've got their headphones in and they're playing a game and they're giggling and they're laughing. And yes, they're behaving very well, but they're still a distraction. And then there was one class I walked in specifically where a child was literally in the back of the room batting a balloon around, and everybody around is like, Steven. And I'm like, we had to cut it off. Bottom line. Okay. So if you're bringing kids to float, please understand you can't bring them in a classroom at all, unless you've paid for them to be in that classroom. And that means an academic attendee registration. So there we go. Question number 8. If I'm coming as a general attendee, can I still sign up for the foundation classes even though I'm not in the program? Yes, you can. When you start signing up for classes on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, the foundational classes are an option for you. You can choose to opt into them if you want. What I need to remind everybody is you only get one class a session to pick. You can only pre-enroll in one class every session. Okay? So the bottom line is, if you pick that class and then you're like, oh my God, this is so basic, you got to wait 30 minutes before you can switch to another class. Okay? It's that simple. So just saying. Also keep in mind the notebooks, the academic notebooks for general class attendees contain all the notes, not just the general classes. The foundation notes are there too. Okay. But general class attendees cannot take the certification on Wednesday. That is exclusively for the foundation people. Sorry. That's how it works. Okay. Question number 9. Will the schedule ever stop changing? I have no idea. I'm not the one changing it. I'm not the one canceling people. I'm not the one. It ain't me. Sometimes it is, but very rarely at this point. Which goes into my next point. I don't know if you saw this earlier in the week or not, but we lost an instructor due to circumstances beyond my control. Andrea Camacho, who was teaching on behalf of Calisan, is unable to attend. With that being said, we went through this whole, like, okay, what do we do? I'm like, well, here's your problem. Going into the behind the scenes stuff, the books have already gone to print. Andrea's notes are in the books, regardless of whether or not she's teaching. If you bring another teacher, because we promised the notes to all the attendees, you would be responsible for having to print all of those notes for this new teacher in color, and they'd have to be made available, and they have to be ready by a certain date so they can be included with the book in everybody's welcome packets and everything else. And then who are you going to find this last minute? Who's going to be ready to go? Who's not teaching something they've already taught 1,000 times? And nobody wants that. Or if you want, we could just take the revenue you put in towards the teacher and we can reconfigure it into another direction. And so that's kind of the direction we've gone. I don't know exactly what direction they're going in yet, but that is the case. So Andrea Camacho, her classes have been removed. For those of you that got today's email, you got 2 different versions of the schedule. And I would love to hear a thank you for this one because it took forever. We updated the existing schedule. And unfortunately, because Andrea's class had to be dropped out, or classes had to be dropped out, we also had to reconfigure the placement of some of the Spanish offerings. Because now suddenly we had 1 Spanish class and then 3 Spanish classes, as opposed to 2 and 3, right? Or 2, whatever. So the bottom line is we had to reconfigure that around too to try to even that out. Then on top of that, some of the classrooms we had to shift around. So the traditional schedule is currently on and available in the email that you received today. And that went out to everybody, academic and non-academic alike. Okay? In addition to that, I created a printable version of the full general class academic schedule that ate up a tremendous amount of time. So there you go. So now, because I was getting complaints from people that they were trying to print the schedule so they could figure out what class to go with, and they couldn't read the print. And I understand that. So I created a printable version that you can, so it's just the classes. It's not the activities and everything else. It's just the classes. Okay. But it allows you the ability to print them off. Now, I know some of you are going to complain because it's 20 pages long. But you know what? If I made the damn font too small, I'd be getting complaints that they couldn't read it. So there you go. But that's done. So yes, you all have that available to you. Vicky, good to see you from Uniforms and More. Good to see you out there in the chat tonight. Thank you very much for being here. Okay. So there is that. Now, I know for a fact that the schedule is going to change again because, for example, if anybody buys sponsored sessions that are still remaining, then we have to update it with those, right? But other than that, I would say that the schedule right now is pretty much about 97% done. And again, unless we have some other situation, where another teacher bails out, academically, that's where it should be. Okay. So there you go. Melody, did you check your spam and junk and promotions folders? Please do that before you do anything else. Question number 10, where can I get more info about Float? Folks, we're going to have 2 more of these live Q&A sessions every Sunday, next Sunday and the Sunday after. So we've got one on the 11th. We got one on the 18th. Okay. We do them every Sunday night. We just won't be doing it on the night of the 25th because I'll be conducting Step Chat in front of a live audience at Float. So this is the first place. Secondly, we have an incredible Facebook group. It's facebook.com/groups/Float Convention. And in that group, there is constant communication about the convention and daily updates and everything else that's going on. And you can get immediate answers for people that don't do that. Okay, so there's all that. Then on top of that, what is this? What is this? I have no idea what I'm reading. I have to go back and read all this stuff. Okay, so there's that. Also, we have a YouTube channel, which we'll talk about in a little bit too. And so all of the previous live chats that we've been doing are available on the YouTube channel. Okay, so there's that. So that covers everything today. Folks, again, we are very excited to be bringing you this convention. I can't even begin to share how excited we are. Yeah, there's a lot of work to do still, and I'm cranky and I'm tired and everything else, but it's so much fun, and I'm really looking forward to it, and I really can't believe that it's 3 weeks out. So there's that. Carolina, before you start sending out the spreadsheet, does your spreadsheet include today's update? Because if not, that's all I got to say. I just don't know about that. So there's that. Okay. All right. So again, can't wait to see you all. Looking forward to it. Now it's time for the street level content. I do apologize. I'm not going to be able to do the subset survey until after float. We just can't do it. I'm like I said, everything's taking 8 times longer than I thought. So I just didn't even get around to it today again for the second week in a row. So let's just write that off until we get back. So with that being said, Float is on YouTube at youtube.com/@thefloativerse. All of the episodes of Step Chat are uploaded there, and they're all uploaded now. The only one that's not there yet is tonight. So there's that. Okay, so there we go. Also, we just joined in TikTok not too long ago. So again, we're TikTok at the Floativerse. So feel free to check us out there as well. And if you're looking to meet some new people before you get to Reno, our good friend Lisa McIntyre is going to be hosting Making Friends for Float this coming Tuesday, 5 p.m. Pacific time, 8 p.m. Eastern time, and whatever the hell time it is where you are. It is a Zoom call every week. The link will be in the Facebook group. The show is no longer live streamed. It is just off the grid, so to speak. But if you want to meet a bunch of new people and make some friends, by all means, please jump in and check that out. Lisa there's a group of regulars that get on, but by no means does that mean you cannot join. Okay? By no means does that mean you cannot join. Jules, I'll be getting that later on. Okay? And finally, our last installment tonight. I'll get to all these questions, guys. Hold on. Tonight's Wall of Awesome. This year at Float, I'll be damned if we don't do this. We are going to host the Wall of Awesome this year. As we've talked about before, we're going to have a big balloon wall in the flop zone. Somebody does something amazing at Float. You go up to the reg desk. You say, I need a card for the Wall of Awesome. You fill it out. And it might be, oh my God, I took Leslie's class and it changed my life. It could be Carl with the ILW was so amazing and he was so helpful to me. It could be, oh my God, everything's just amazing. I love the decor. It could be having a party was an amazing vendor. Oh my God, it was great. It could be all of that and more. Then you fill it out. You give it back to the reg people. And multiple times a day, they're going to post these positive affirmations on the Wall of Awesome. And it's my hope that by the time this event's over, there won't be any room left on the wall, because it'll be covered in affirmations of how great everything at Float was and all you wonderful people. So we're excited about that. As you all know, last week's edition was Julia Alvarez. Julia has been stepping up huge for me. She is the one that's been sending you all your I Am Float Reno pictures, because it just got too much for me. And she reached out and said, can I help you with this? Can I help you with this? Yes, you can. God love you. So she's amazing. But this week we have a new edition of the Wall of Awesome. And this one, it's this simple. And it actually happened today. I was at a moment where I was just absolutely overwhelmed. I was, again, phone is ringing constantly. Emails are flooding in. People are texting. And I'm just absolutely just overwhelmed. And all of a sudden, I got an email. And it popped up. And it basically said how much this person appreciated everything I was doing. And don't get me wrong, I know a lot of people do. And I truly value it. I truly do. I think a lot of you saw the stress in my face on the video earlier this week with New Year's Eve and everything, because so many of you were like, don't answer it till you can. Right? So I know you do. This particular one just came at the perfect moment. And it meant so much to me that somebody took the time out today just basically to check on me and I really appreciate it. A brand new float attendee, folks, Nicole Lawhan, thank you so much for taking time out today to send me that email and just to check in to make sure I was okay. I really appreciate it. On a day where everybody else was asking of me, you were thinking of me. So thank you. I really do appreciate that. And I really appreciate you. And I'm so glad to meet you. It's your first time coming to Float. So thank you. Thank you very much. Really, really appreciate that. And with that, everybody, that'll do it for tonight's slideshow presentation of StepChat. Now, that by no means does that mean we're done, because there's a ton of questions in the feed. So let's scroll back to the beginning here. Okay, so Instagram, I'm going to jump back and forth. Okay, so let's see here. Let's start with, let's go back to the very beginning, y'all, of our Facebook feed. Bear with me while I go through this and try to check so I can put the questions up on there that we didn't answer yet. Yes, Murphy, yes. Let's see here. Sorry, guys. I know I covered some of these in it. Okay, so here's a question. What are the masterclass topics? These are on the website. Okay, this I can jam through them very, very quickly, but these are fully explained on the website. Okay, on Saturday you got the Fantasy Fairy Forest with Alessandra Patanye, and you've got the Organic Cheat Code with Dayloons. Sunday morning you've got All In Cosmic Confidence with Brianna Silvio, and you've got Decor That Wows with Edward Munoz. I can't lie to you, I'm still not entirely, well, I've seen the notes, so yeah, I know what he's doing, but it's like a lot of sculpture work, a lot of cosmic stuff. There you go. In the afternoon, you've got an incredible class with Jason Sakota, who in my opinion, pound for pound, is one of the greatest twisting sculptors out there. He's doing figure classes, like full-scale figures. And then, of course, you got Adrian Winfrey, who I swear to God is the best person I've ever seen in this country working with latex and foils together. And that class is called From Design to Shine. And that's all about combining the two. And then on Thursday, we have 2 business-oriented classes. We have Year-Long Profits with Stacey Chase, and we've got the Social Media Mastery with Josh Dirks. So there we go. So that's them in a nutshell. And again, all of these are updated. All of them are updated on the website. So please take a moment to review the website. Okay. Here's a fun question. Are there new people added to Pops Cards this year? There are. I believe we have 26 or 27 new Pops Cards coming this year. And next week, I'm going to unveil them. I'm going to show them on StepChat next week. So there you go. Yeah. So there you go. Most of the people don't know. One of the things we had to do, I will say, one of the things that we did with the Pops Cards this year is we had to scale back a little bit. We didn't do as much. Like in the past, there's been a lot of info in the back of the cards. We couldn't do that. We didn't have time this year. Plus, on top of that, in this day and age that we now live in, there's actually no one drawing the cards. It's AI now. But they still look great. Some look great. Some look fantastic. So next week we will share all the Pops cards with you guys too. So there's that. That's always fun. And the reason you don't get a discount on Pops cards is because with every pack of Pops cards you buy, you get a free raffle ticket. So there you go. Now you understand why you don't get a discount on the Pops cards. So good question. Thank you very much. Okay, let's see here. Dina, we covered that one. Yeah, we covered that already. Thank you for clarifying. Did the app info get released already? No, not yet, because it's not ready yet. And we can blame that all on me. Jules, great question. Are the notebooks all color, or do we have to pre-order a colored one? No, all of the notebooks are now in full color moving forward. It's too much of a pain in the butt for the registration desk, to be honest, to deal with all that crap. It is amazing how many people, it's like, I didn't know I could get a color notebook. We've been pushing this for a year in the old days, right? In the old days, every email that went out, did you upgrade your notebook? 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 I had no idea I could get a color notebook. And then the problem is you've got people who are like, I don't want this one. I want a color one, blah, blah, blah. And then we had a few people get very indignant. We had people that lost theirs. We had all kinds of other stuff. So bottom line is we just said, here's the deal. Now, keep in mind, can't stress this enough. We're done playing games with the notebooks. You lose your notebook, you're not being given another one. And you are not going to like the price of the notebooks. It's that simple. Printing went up huge this year. You lose your notebook, you're going to be unhappy. So, yeah, there's that. Let's see here. Let's see. Yes, all color notebooks this year. And of course, the foundation notebooks are also in color. And of course, the flotation folios are in color. In the future, can you require headshots as a requirement for registration? I don't know with the existing registration system that we can do that. But yeah, so there's that. So, yep, there we go. Okay. All right, let's take a break from this. Let's go to Instagram real quick and see about some of the Instagram questions that we got. There weren't as many on Instagram. I covered most of them as we went along the way. Here's a good question. Do you have to bring anything with you to the jam sessions? No, ideally the sponsors that are there are going to have balloons for you to use. Now you may want to have your own hand pump. I don't know what the situation with hand pumps are going to be. So I do highly recommend that you bring a hand pump if you want to participate in the jam sessions, at least a hand pump. Okay. A lot of twisters bring their own product anyway, but as I understand it, the sponsors that are involved in that are going to have product for you to play with. So that's kind of the point. So there's that. Okay. And then we have another question. We have two questions. Can we still apply for the Floaty Awards? No, you cannot. Floaty Awards are done. In fact, somebody signed up tonight during the call, and I got to go back and cancel that and refund it because that ended on the 31st. I didn't realize that link was still live, or if they found a backdoor way in. But no, somebody actually reached out to me this morning and said, "Oh yeah, by the way, I'm going to send my pictures in this week." I said, good luck with that. They're already done. Most of the winners have already been determined. So yeah, we're trying to be as efficient as possible. So there you go. Will float be held in Reno moving forward or going to rotate cities? We do not talk about float ahead of time. We don't talk about it. No convention should talk about that, to be honest with you. The reason we don't talk about it is because of the fact that if people go out and say, well, this year it's here and next year it's there and the year after that it's here, then people don't go. People just wait for it to come to them. From a production standpoint, that's death. So can't tell people. Now, what I will tell you is if it goes well, yeah, it'll probably stay in Reno at least the next time because it's our first year there. Historically, we don't move around a lot. We tend to nest. The first three conventions were in Cincinnati, Ohio, or outside of Cincinnati, Ohio. Then the next 5 conventions were in St. Louis. 5 conventions were in St. Louis. Then we had 2 in Chicago, and now this is our first one in Reno. So chances are it'll stay in Reno for 28. Will it live there beyond that? I don't know. Okay. Okay, I'm going to keep going here. I'll come back to this other question. Let's see here. Okay, so here's something. Hoping I don't end up at the doghouse. Haha, of course you are, Miss Stephanie. But I clicked on the email and clicked at the academic schedule and did not see the descriptions of the bonus and master classes. You're right, because you're not signing up for those classes on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. That's just the general class offerings. That's all that is. The bonus and the master classes are all on the website. And again, that all shuts down tomorrow. So keep that in mind. But that's all there. All of those descriptions are there. Nicole, I am an old person that can't Canva. That makes 2 of us. So I'm excited, very much looking forward to the class. Okay, let's see here. Bear with me. Okay, here's a good question. What about the Learn It lunches with Gemar, Anagram, and Vitalik? What are the details and how do we sign up? I don't know. Well, first of all, that is a flotation pass holder benefit. So technically, there you can't buy into those. If you do, if we do offer them, they're probably going to be about $100 a piece because the food cost alone on this event is killing us. What most people don't realize is the buffets in the city are insane. The average buffet at this thing is like $55 a piece. And then you add 33% on top of that for tax and service fees. That's for the buffet. And we're doing buffet lunches for these 3 lunches. So, you're looking at almost $80 per person just to eat in this room. So yeah, we're going to have to charge at least $99, if not more. So that's a thing. So I know the sponsors want us to do it because they want as many bodies in there as possible. But at the same time, we don't want a lot of bodies in there. This is supposed to be a privilege and a benefit. But it is being contemplated. If we do decide to do it, we'll let you know. Okay. So there's that. Okay. La 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 la. Bear with me. I have no idea what she's talking about. Will they be able to take what on the plane? I have no idea what she means about that. You mean the scissors? If that's because the comment about the box cutters there, yeah, they're only like they're literally this big. They're little snips. Now actually I take it back. I have no idea if they'll let you take that through TSA. What I do know is that it's a small enough blade that it should. But then again, they won't let you take a box cutter, and the blade is smaller than scissors are. So probably not. You'll probably have to put them in your check bags. Okay. We got a couple questions. We have a couple questions here. Stephanie asked, for a Loft membership, will there be more videos added on when the 6 months or 1 year is over? Yeah, there's videos added every month. The program doesn't exist only when you're in it. Yes, there will be videos added every month. So basically the idea is that every month going forward, when we have a live class, like, okay, say in February, we'll have a live class in February, and then one of the float classes will be uploaded then. And every month we'll upload a new float class, and we'll have a live class as well. So yeah, we're not doing a dump. We're not doing a dump. Again, that's also bad for business. If we look at it from a business perspective, you don't want to put all your content out there, then people don't renew. So there you go. Boom is the Monday night party still happening? I didn't see it on the last schedule. No, that has actually been canceled for months. It was actually canceled, I believe, back in November. That's now the night market. That's the vendor showcase at night with the pajama party. That's what that is now. So there's that. We'll come back to that one. Okay, so let's get back to Instagram. All right, we already covered this one, but I'll cover it again. Instructors can wear costumes at opening night. On the link for your email to purchase a bonus class, are they sold out? They say not available. I wonder if they timed out. I wonder if we did something. I'll have to go look at that. I'll take a look and see what's going on. You're the first person to mention something, so I'll take a look at that, see what's up there. Let's see here. Microwave. I'm assuming that means, are there microwaves in the room? The truth is I don't remember. I don't think every room has a microwave. Somebody did ask about coffee. I do know that I do believe every room has a Keurig in it, but I don't remember if every room has a microwave or not. I don't think they do. Jesus Christ, so many questions coming in, which is good because that's what we're here for. Okay. Benita asked a question. Do we get cups this year? I have no idea. I'm not the one giving them out. The vendors are the ones giving those out. I do know that somebody's giving away sports bottles. That I do know, but I don't know about physical cups. Sometimes I do if they tell me, but right now, as it stands, I only know what I'm bringing, and I only know what this other company's bringing. So there we go. Okay. Let's see here. Sorry. Yes, Melody, check your spam and everything else. We just covered that. Covered that. All right, bear with me. All this now, there's all this feedback about the spreadsheet. Okay, so Carolina. Okay, so I see Carolina's comment about not having the update in there. So there we go. Here's a question from Yuri. What can you tell us about parking for folks that are driving in? What I can tell you is parking's free, and the valet is free. It's a casino in Reno. They want as many people there as possible, so they don't charge for parking. And as again, valet is free. You just tip the valet people. So there you go. So that's easy, and there's plenty of parking. There's lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of parking. Okay. Let's see here. Let's see here. Some nice comments. Okay, here we go. Will you speak a little bit about the foundation certification and the testing process? Absolutely. So basically, there's two parts of this. There's the in-class part, and then there's the exam part. Basically, for the in-class part, you just have to be in class and participate where necessary. If your instructor says everybody's going to bend a pipe, you got to demonstrate how to bend a pipe. If the instructor is going to say you have to show how to make 3 different twists, you're going to have to show how to make 3 different twists. Then when it comes to the exam, there will be an exam. The examination will consist of 5 questions submitted from each instructor, and you have to score at least a 75 on the exam in order to pass. Okay. Now, I've made it very clear that I don't want these so hard that you have to stay up every night studying, right? But at the same time, they can't be so easy. Like, what end does the hair go in a balloon with? They can't be, they can't be that dumb. I mean, there's no value in a certification if it's so stupidly easy, right? This is one of the things I've always had complaints about. And I am going to be, and again, yes, we are revisiting the concept of certification in 28. But there you go. So that's basically what it's going to be, but you must get at least a 75 on the exam in order to pass. And if you don't, then you don't get the certification. Okay. It's that simple. All right, there we go. Let's see here. Vicky, can a vendor buy a notebook? No. You have to have academic access in order to buy a notebook. Now, you and I can talk about that after the thing here. So there's that. Yeah, you have to have academic access. Carrie, are we over 650 now? Well, yeah, we've actually, again, there are still a ton of vendors that haven't signed their people up yet. So my guess is we're probably at least at, well, I don't even know. I would say, yes, we're over 650, probably 675. We had a lot of cancellations at the end of the deadline, of the refund deadline. And that is something else that I do need to talk about that I didn't bring up in the step chat tonight. And then we still have some people that have pulled out like since then, for one reason or another. Yeah, this is still going to be one of the biggest floats we've ever had. Not the biggest, obviously, but it will still be one of the biggest floats we've ever had. It'll be our second biggest float ever, is what it'll be. So we're excited about that. Hey, there's Balloon Outfitters. Good to see you, sir. Thank you for joining us tonight. Okay, so there's that. Whoa! What happened? Where the hell did that go? Oh, how did I? Oh, it's up here. Okay, somehow I lost the thing. Miss Stephanie, flotation passes. How do we sign up for bonus? No, you do not sign up at all with a flotation pass. You do not sign up for bonus or master classes. You never have. With a flotation pass, you just walk to the door, you show the pass, you go in. That doesn't work with the general classes. It works with the master and the bonus classes. You do not pre-enroll for those at all. Okay. Do flotation pass holders need to sign up for the luncheon? No. Show your badge. That will get you in. You're good to go. Let's see what else. Are there any used precision air inflators being sold like the Legendas are? Not to my knowledge. I would take that up with Premium Conwin. Premium Conwin this year is only supplying equipment for the instructors. They have chosen not to provide equipment for the event. So I have no idea what's being used. I know that there'll be lots of equipment there courtesy of Legenda from our friends at High Float. There will be lots of inflators there currently of our friends from All American Balloons. And like I said, there will be some limited amounts of equipment there from Premium Conwin, but not many. So I would reach out to Liz Romani and say, hey, are you going to be selling any used gear at Float? And we can take it from there. Let's see about this here. We just covered that, so that's fine. We don't need that. I got sold out. I was trying to before. I don't. Oh, okay. You got the same thing. Okay. I have to go in and check to see what's going on with the bonus stuff. It might not be. Here's a good question. Will you have a swag bag demo before Float? Yeah. Yes and no. There will be next week. I will actually. Oh, will I? No, it's too late. I already packed it. Never mind. I was going to reveal the bag next week, but I just realized it's packed up and it'll be shipped out before then. But I guess I could go see if there's one loose in there. But the actual bag itself, we will be doing an unboxing or an unbagging. That'll be at the convention. Teresa and Lisa will be hosting that on probably Thursday night, the 22nd. So that'll be a live feed through the Float Facebook group. Okay, so there's that. So yep, there's that. Let's see here. Okay, here's a question from Carolina. If you purchase more than one academic pass but only one flotation pass, are loft members, when can the second person sign up for classes? If the second person, okay, so if I understand this correctly, if you purchase more than one academic class and one flotation pass, because I know that you and your husband are coming, if your husband is a loft member, he can sign up on Thursday. Okay. So there's that. So yeah, that would work then. So you can sign up on Wednesday, he can sign up on Thursday. Does that make sense? Okay. All right. Happy about the 650 plus, but I hope it doesn't lose the intimacy. The truth of the matter is Float has kind of lost the intimacy ever since we got past 300 people. However, we have tried very hard this year to create opportunities for people to be in more intimate groups, if that makes sense. We have spent $11,000 this year on couches, renting couches, so that we can have spots where people can hang out and connect in smaller groups. They'll be in the flop zone because that's what it is. There will also be couches in the vendor showcase. So yeah. There you go. Plus, I thought we tried to have lots of other activities going on. But some of them, like in the case of the Monday night event, some of them just didn't get sponsored. We had to stop doing it. And at the same time, too, a lot of the stuff that we wanted to do were a lot of stuff we were doing was contingent upon sponsorships. So there's that. Cheryl Skorick, there you go. If you want a Precision Air, I have one for sale. So there you go. Check that out. Okay, here's a question. For foundation training, do we need to bring our own hand pumps and electric pumps? No, any equipment that you may need in the program will be provided for you by Float. Okay. The twisting stuff, I mean, I'm sure there's going to be hand pumps for the twisters. I'm waiting for someone to tell me that. That's the only challenge. But there we go. Here's a good question. If we have the foundational training class, does class registration work differently, or when do we register? Also, do we need to purchase any additional passes? So if you are signed up to attend as a foundation member, as was stated in today's email, you don't do anything because your classes have already been determined. Okay. Because we capped the event, we capped the group at 25 people. We don't need multiple sessions. So now every class is offered once. So all of you are going to go to the same class. Boom, 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 boom. You're just going to follow the circuit. So you don't need to sign up for anything. It's already done for you. Do we need to purchase any additional passes? Could you be more specific? If you're talking about like the gala and stuff, no, we actually covered that earlier in the night. But yeah, if you're talking about master and bonus classes, yes. So there's that. I can only assume, because now I'm getting feedback from multiple people that they were having issues with the bonus and the master stuff. So we may have to extend that an extra day. So there's that. Linda, are they inflatable couches for $11,000? Dear God, no. We still do have some of those, though. We'll be using those on Thursday. There's that. Okay. All right. So back to Instagram here for some more feedback and questions. Is food included during the week? No. The only food that's included with your registration is the gala on Wednesday night. Everything else is on your own. If we were giving away food at every day, your registration would be easily doubled what you paid now as a for-profit event. There are sponsors that host conventions that give free meals away because it's a marketing expense. But we can't do that, even remotely do that. So yeah, that's a thing. We used to actually offer, we offered a food package, and either people complained about it being too expensive, because it is. It's very expensive. Again, hotels, what they charge for food is ridiculous in the catering sections. Or people would try to sneak in. We busted several people repeatedly trying to get in and steal a free lunch, which is just aggravating as hell. And so eventually we just had to kill it. Are there discounts in the vendor showcase? I have no idea. Most of to be honest, I know very little about what the vendors are doing. I do know, I know one of them is offering free shipping during the convention. If you place an order with them at the convention, they'll ship it to you for free. That's all I really know at this point, aside from but almost every year people have deals. Almost every year. But also keep in mind, most people don't bring tons of inventory to sell. It's just not practical. Right? So there's that. Okay. It looks like we've covered everybody's questions. Sherry Hatcher, who has a background as a twister. Personally, I would bring my own hand pump for the jam room. Yep, I would agree with that. I would agree. But then again, for all I know, too, somebody's going to be giving one away in the tote bags. I don't know. Maybe I can check with Scott and see if he has any ideas yet as to what people are bringing, and then I can clue you in next week. So there's that. Okay, we have covered all the questions at this point. I'm tired, and I still have a lot of work to do tonight. All the stuff that I didn't get done yet. Hi, Murph. How's it going? He wants to go home. I know he does. There you go. Let's get you on Instagram. Everybody can see you there. Everybody, Murphy, everybody. There you go. So, yep. My main man, Murphy. All right. So I'm going to hang for another minute or two and see if there's any more questions that come in. And in the meantime, that should just about do it. Like I said, we've got 3 weeks to go till opening night. I have an amazing team that is coming together with this event so beautifully. We're going to spotlight them next week too. We have a lot of stuff to cover. Lots of stuff, lots of incredible stuff. Yes, as Nicole pointed out, I forgot to mention earlier, there is a Walmart directly across the street. There is a Walmart directly across the street. So yeah, one of the super Walmarts or whatever. So there we go. Sandy, thank you very much for that. I appreciate that very much. I need me too. But thank you. Yes. Okay. So much stuff coming in. And look, another Aloft membership. Okay. Very good. Yeah, I'm telling you right now, it's a great deal. It really is. Even if you weren't getting perks at the convention, it's still a hell of a deal. Really is. $10 a month for incredible quality content. It's not just the crap you see on social media. You know what I mean? It's not the 2-minute segments. I mean, I'm not putting people down, but at the end of the day, we all know. You see one person teach something decently, and then all of a sudden 1,000 more people are teaching it 5 minutes later. So you're talking about very, very talented people, leaders in the industry, giving their service and giving their time to you. It's great. It's great stuff. Really is. Cheryl, I heard the flu is really bad as you. Yes, it is. Please keep healthy. Yes. I agree completely. I have been lucky. I have not gotten it. Part of me was thinking, should I go out and find somebody who's sick and get it now? But I can't risk that either with trying to get ready. So there's just too much stuff. Too much stuff. Pia Guadalupe, good to see you, my dear. Our fabulous fashion show lead coordinator. I have to have a chat with you, by the way, because we need to talk about models and all that fun stuff very soon. So as you probably know. So there you go. In fact, you've been nagging me to talk about it. So we need to talk about it. Yeah, Murphy's a thing. So by the way, Poco Loco, I did not hear back from you. So there you go. All right. Will the airport be set up for the delegates on Friday? I'm assuming you're talking about the photo op at the airport. It should be. It should be set up in the morning. I mean, I don't know what time. My goal is to have a team go over at 6 a.m. and set it, but I don't know beyond that. So there you go. Can I change my job title to Philomena Bodyguard? No, you got other stuff to do. Philomena can fend for herself. Greg Aragoni brought up a really good point. At float, drink lots of water because you're in higher elevation. Yes, this is true. Please remember, it's not like Denver or anything, but keep in mind, we're a good elevation up. People dehydrate very, very quickly in higher elevation locations. So please make sure to stay hydrated. That's very good advice, Greg. Thank you very much for that. Okay, folks. I still have hours of work ahead of me at home, so I got to go. But thank you all very much for being here once again. Thank you for sharing your Sunday nights with me. I really appreciate it. I cannot wait to see you guys in person, and we'll take it from there. So with that being said, have a great week. I hope it's all very profitable. If it's not profitable, I hope it's proficient. I hope it's productive. I hope it's relaxing. I hope it's whatever you want it to be. And but if it is profitable, go out there and kick some butt. We'll see you next week. Thanks, guys.